Hi guys, welcome to your channel Digital Empaths, where we discuss on the different aspects of the digital ecosystem and live by the mantra that how can we democratize the knowledge and insights with a lot of empathy for our listeners and subscribers. I'm your host Sushant Ajmani, and in our today's Weekend Knowledge series, I'm going to talk about the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the global supply chain ecosystem. Currently, China controls over 70% of the raw material market in the world. Since January 2020, because of the manufacturing downtime, it has resulted in a significant loss of production time and costed billions of dollars to the manufacturers and suppliers across the world. In the month of February itself, approximately $50 billion of the global exports have been wiped off because of the COVID-19 situation. The companies who have been dependent on the human labor, they have seen a major distress because of the ongoing labor migration which is happening in the Asian countries. Apart from this, the companies who have invested in high-tech machineries and equipments, they're also seeing a lot of stress because these machines have not been cycled for months. And once the lockdown phase is over and these companies are going to revive, the biggest challenge would be to find these specialized technicians and these specialized mechanics which can lubricate these machines, which can work with these manufacturers and suppliers and with preventive maintenance. And also make sure that there is an adherence to the statistical process control goals, which are very, very crucial to deliver high quality products to the consumers. Even if we look at the global transportation and logistics sector, which currently contributes over 10 to 12% of the global GDP or over $8 trillion, has also seen a lot of distress because of the ongoing demand shock phase. And there is a fear that as we enter into the supply shock phase in the coming quarter, we're going to see a significant impact on the order cycle time, because your transportation lead time is going to increase significantly. So how are you going to maintain your benchmarks for the inventory fill rates and also maintain the high service rates? The bigger challenge right now for the organizations, whether you are a CPG player, you are an FMCG player, or even a large retailer in the technology sector, that how to recalibrate your incumbent demand and supply forecast, and making sure that you're not just doing the forecasting at the category and the brand level, but at the most micro, the SKU and the component level, and make sure that these forecasts have been readjusted, keeping in mind the ongoing demand shock phase and the upcoming supply shock phase, where we're going to see a surge in the demand and the supply would be very limited because of the shortfall of labor in most of the factories. The other important aspect would be to see how the large CPG, FMCG, and the retail players are going to control their order cycle time. Because controlling of the order cycle time is very, very critical to deliver a higher satisfaction to the end consumers, because they want higher amount of transparency in the end-to-end supply chain. Because the moment the order is placed and the order is delivered to their doorstep, consumers are demanding a frequent communications. And with the current pandemic situation, it's going to be a bigger challenge for these CPG, FMCG, and retail customers, that how to bring that extra communication, bring that extra transparency to maintain the higher satisfaction. Along with that, we are going to see the organizations are going to be struggling with smarter management of their capacities at their owned as well as regional warehouses. That how to control the inventory turnover, how to control the inventory to sales ratios. We're also going to see the sales and distribution ecosystem is going to be impacted significantly. It's already running at 20 to 30% of the capacity in most of the major economies. And there's already a lot of pressure on the state and the central governments that how to revive these MSMEs and also revive the sales and distribution networks, so the retailers, the pop and mom stores, And even the D2C players have enough inventory to meet the demand of the consumers. The silver lining out of this crisis, you see, is that the e-commerce channels, the D2C channels, have flourished in the last 3 to 4 months. The companies who already has invested in the D2C channels in the last year or so, they are reaping the benefits right now. The last mile delivery providers, the companies like your Swiggies of the world or the Zomatos of the world, they're also seeing a lot of lift in their business in the last 3 to 4 months. Now, every adverse situation, whether you talk about the swine flu situation that happened in 2009 in Mexico and impacted the Canada and the US supply chain operations, or even if you look at the recent earthquakes that happened in 2010, 2011 timeframe in the Japan, and also the global financial crisis in 2007, 2008, all those crisis situations and the economic meltdowns or the distress always created a lot of opportunities for these manufacturers and suppliers, as well as for the whole economy. We're also going to see some newer businesses going to emerge in this current situation. We're also going to see a lot of more and more resilient supply chain ecosystems are going to emerge out of it. The future matrices are not just going to be focusing on the cost, the quality. The future dashboards are also going to be focusing on your resilience related measures. We're going to see newer measures around responsiveness. We're going to see newer measures around reconfigurability. So I'm going to ask my listeners and subscribers, what kind of trend shift you are seeing in your local economies? What kind of opportunities you are seeing coming out of this ongoing pandemic situations, and how together we are going to work in this current demand shock phase and operate in the upcoming supply shock phase and help our governments, both the state and the central, in revive from this current situation. So please share your views, your comments, your constructive feedback below this video. I'm always curious to learn from your experiences. And until we meet next, stay safe, stay connected, and keep flourishing.